So today I just wanted to start the basics of language first of all. So what is programming language? Why we need to learn a programming language? What is the purpose of programming language? Okay, so a programming language is learned to develop a software. The main reason to learn a programming language is nothing but to develop a software. And software can be categorized into two types: system software and you can say application software. Okay, here system software means, suppose I have taken a new laptop and I want to start that laptop, but we have to install a system software known as operating system. So OS comes under system software. And what are the examples you can say? Windows is there, Linux is there, Mac OS is there, and Ubuntu is there. All this comes under operating system which need to be installed before starting a laptop. Okay, that comes under system software. Now coming to Windows application, we have like software applications like MS Office. Means in this OS whatever the softwares you are using, those are nothing but application software, like Adobe is there, VLC is there, games what we play in a system, notepad, calculator, all this comes under application software. Okay, so the only reason why we run a programming language to develop all those things like system software you can say, or application software. And now what does system understands? First thing, system understands only one language. The language is nothing but machine language. It understands only one language known as machine language, where one is yes and zero is no for a particular system. Okay, it does not understand any other language. Now this machine language is very difficult because if I write millions of ones and zeros, in that millions of ones and zeros, if one is missing or zero is missing, we can't debug it properly. We can't find out where it is missing, right? For that reason, to overcome this drawback, they developed a language known as assembly language. So after the basic machine language, they developed a language known as assembly language, which had some instructions. Means if I want to perform any action or any task or operation, we use these instructions. Like suppose move a comma 10 means 10 value is stored into a. Okay, so next move b comma 20. The 20 value is moved into b. Add a comma b means this a and b values are getting added in this particular system. Okay, and here for adding two values like 10 and 20, I have written three instructions: 1, 2 and 3. Suppose I want to add again two values, again three instructions will be written. If I want to add again two values, again three instructions will be written. So what's happening here? The length of the code is increasing, right? And it is not a better way of writing the program. For that reason, they introduced another language known as programming language. Okay, so in this programming language, we use C equals to A plus B, which is the easiest way of writing a operation. Now we all know that system only understands machine language, so it can't understand what is assembly or what is this particular programming language means. So how to convert this assembly language to machine language? Then we need softwares. So what this softwares will do? These softwares convert, like assembler is a software which converts this assembly language into machine language. Okay, so this assembly language, entire language has been converted into machine language with the help of assembler. Why we are doing this? Because system does not understand assembly language. It understands only programming language. Okay, and here we have a compiler, and this compiler is used to convert all the programming language, like this programming language, into machine language. Like few compilers will be there which converts to assembly language, and the assembler converts them to machine language, and few compilers directly convert the programming language to machine language. Okay, and among this
So
we
what is the, excuse me, sir.
yeah, tell me. Now if you are saying a programming language was there, so the first programming language will be there, right? So what's the first programming language? It's nothing but
C.
Fortran. Okay, so Fortran is the first programming language, and it was developed in the year 1954 by a company named as IBM. So IBM developed this particular Fortran language. Okay, then what do you mean by Fortran? Formula translation. So here Fortran means formula, tran means translation. So I said at the starting, any programming language is used to develop software. So either system software or application software. Here Fortran is used to develop mathematic and scientific application. So application we are trying to develop, and this is nothing but like sine, cos, e power log, or all these concepts we are using to develop an application. Okay, so now Fortran can develop only mathematical and scientific application. Suppose if I want to develop any other application, I can't develop by using mathematic, like by using Fortran. So again we need other languages like Pascal was there, COBOL was there, and BCPL was there, CPL was there, ALGOL was there. So what are these? All programming languages. Why we needed all these programming languages means each programming language was limited to few applications. So which is better? A programming language trying to develop one application, or a programming language which develops all the applications? If we use one programming language to develop all the application, then it is better. For that reason, they introduced a language known as C language at this moment. So C language was introduced in the year 1972, and after C language we had C++, which was introduced in the year 1984. So what is the difference between C and C++ means? C language was structured programming language, and C++ was OOPS oriented, object oriented programming system. Okay, and here what's the difference means, suppose in a C language program, if I have declared int a comma b comma c and I have written some instructions, and after the 100th instruction I wanted another variable known as d. So if I try to declare here the d variable, I'll get error saying that you can't declare the variable here. Means in C language, if you want to declare any variable, again you have to go to the declaration part. In the declaration part, again you have to declare the variable. Okay, so this is the problem in C language. To overcome that, C++ was used, which was OOPS oriented.
Yeah.
Here, after C++, we had a Java language which was developed in the year 1992 and which also uses OOPS concept.
Oops.
And we had one more programming language like PHP, or you can say .NET. First we'll see PHP language, which was developed in the year
Okay.
1994, which also follows OOPS concept.
Oops.
And
So
.NET was there, which was again uses, like it was developed in 2002, again it uses like OOPS concepts only used. If all these languages are using the OOPS concept, then which is the better language which we have to use, or which is the standard one? Suppose if I am having OOPS means object oriented programming system,
okay.
where you have few principles like class, object, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction. So there are some
Properties.
6 properties. Okay. So
Okay.
these 6 principles are followed by Java. So Java follows all the 6 principles.
Okay.
Whereas PHP follows only 3 principles.
Okay.
That is class, object and inheritance. So here among Java and PHP, this PHP uses less principles and less standard than Java, which follows all the principles. Next, Java is an open source. Open source in the sense freely available. Whereas .NET is a paid version, means you need to buy the particular version in order to do the programming, in order to write a code. That's a reason Java is the more standard language. And if you know Java, you can cover other languages like Hadoop, Selenium testing, Salesforce, ABAP, model in SAP, and here a lot of other things like Android also you can say. So all these things can be covered if you know the OOPS principles or the Java language. Okay, it will be a easier things or the stage for these languages. All these programming languages we are using OOPS concept.